Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine today as you stand in your home that you are standing on holy ground. This is not just a place where you live, it is a sanctuary, a place where God's presence can dwell. And as you stand there, I want you to declare this blessing over your home, over every room, every corner, and every person within these walls. I want you to speak these words with conviction, knowing that God hears you, knowing that He is able to do far beyond what we can imagine. Let the power of His word flow through your house like a river, filling every space with peace, protection, and His divine favor. May the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, fill this home. May it be a place where arguments are replaced with understanding, where anger is replaced with kindness, and where bitterness is replaced with love. Let every heart here be drawn to the warmth of God's grace and mercy. May this home be a shelter of protection. No weapon formed against you will prosper. The enemy may try to come against you, but the Lord has promised that He will raise up a standard against him. May the angels of God surround this place, watching over every door, every window, and every room, keeping out anything that would seek to harm or destroy. Let the joy of the Lord fill this place. May laughter echo through the halls. May the sound of worship rise from every corner of your home. Let this be a place where faith is nourished, where souls are strengthened, and where lives are transformed by the power of God's word. May God's provision be abundant in this house. May there be no lack in your family, no shortage in your finances, no hunger in your heart. Just as God provided for the Israelites in the wilderness, He will provide for you. Trust in His faithfulness, for He is the provider of all things. And above all, may the love of God be the foundation of this home. May His love be poured out in such a way that it flows from you to each other. May it be a love that forgives, that endures, that never fails. Let this be a home where His love is felt, where His presence is known, and where His word is honored. Today I declare this blessing over your home. I declare that it is a place of peace, a place of protection, a place of joy, a place of provision, and a place where God's love reigns supreme. And as you declare this blessing, remember that He is faithful to His word. His promises are sure, and He will never leave you or forsake you. So let this be a declaration that your home is not just a building. It is a place where the Spirit of God lives, where His presence fills every room, and where His blessing rests. May it be a haven, a sanctuary, a place of refuge for all who enter. And may God's grace cover every part of it now and forevermore. Imagine a home where peace is not just a feeling, but a constant presence, a place where harmony flows freely between all who live there. It's a home where the atmosphere is calm, where words are spoken gently, and where hearts are softened. The peace that we desire is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of God filling every room, every corner, and every conversation. This peace is not the kind that comes from circumstances or conditions, but the peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that can only come from God. When peace reigns in a home, the battles between husband and wife, parent and child, and even within ourselves are replaced with understanding and patience. Differences no longer breed division, but rather they invite opportunities for growth, kindness, and empathy. Arguments are not won by one person overpowering the other, but by both learning to listen, to forgive, and to seek God's will for reconciliation. A peaceful home is one where hurt feelings are not allowed to linger, but are addressed with tenderness and grace, with a desire to heal and move forward together. In such a home, harmony is a reflection of hearts that are centered on God's love. When we invite God into the midst of our relationships, His love softens the sharp edges of pride and selfishness. His love compels us to serve each other, to look beyond our own needs, and to treat one another with the respect and honor that each person deserves. Harmony is not about everyone always agreeing, but about learning how to disagree with respect, to listen with an open heart, and to seek solutions that are in line with God's will. The peace and harmony that God offers aren't just the absence of noise or chaos, but the presence of His Spirit, transforming the atmosphere. When we allow God's peace to rule in our hearts, it spills over into our homes, creating an environment where love thrives, where grace abounds, and where unity is cherished. It is in this environment that God's love is most evident and His presence is most real. In a home like this, there is a foundation built on the understanding that we are all deeply loved by God, and that with His help, we can love each other in the same way. Peace and harmony then become not just aspirations, but realities that we live out, moment by moment, day by day. When we speak of protection over our homes, we are not just asking for physical safety, but for a covering that encompasses every area of our lives: spiritual, emotional, and relational. It is a divine shield, one that goes beyond the surface, guarding us from forces that seek to harm or destroy. This protection comes from the Almighty, the one who is stronger than any enemy or danger we may face. It's a promise that no matter what challenges or threats come against us, God will be our refuge, our fortress, and our ever-present help in times of trouble. The protection of God extends to the unseen realms, guarding our hearts and minds from the attacks of fear, anxiety, and doubt. We are living in a world that is constantly changing, and it's easy to feel vulnerable. But when we declare God's protection over our homes, we are acknowledging that He is greater than any uncertainty. He is the one who calms the storms within us and around us. His peace is a fortress that keeps the chaos and confusion from seeping in. In His protection, we can find rest, knowing that we are held in His hands. This divine protection also covers our physical safety. It is a promise that God will place a hedge of protection around our homes, our families, and our loved ones. The enemy may attempt to harm us, but no weapon formed against us will prosper. Every door, every window, every room is covered by the power of His angels, who are sent to guard us and keep us safe from any danger, seen or unseen. We are reminded that our physical surroundings are not left to chance, but are under the watchful care of the one who knows us intimately, who knows our needs, and who is always present to shield us. Furthermore, God's protection encompasses the people who enter our homes. It is not just a shield for those who reside there, but for all who come and go, whether they are friends, family, or even strangers. God's presence can create an atmosphere of safety and security. It is a covering that extends beyond the walls of our home, offering comfort and security to anyone who steps into that space. Even in times of difficulty, gratitude has the power to reshape your perspective. When you take a moment to thank God for His provision, His grace, and His unending love, it helps you remember that no matter the trials, there is always something to be thankful for. You may not understand every hardship or see the purpose behind every struggle, but gratitude allows you to trust that God is working, even in the midst of challenges. It shifts your heart from a place of complaint to one of contentment, from frustration to hope. Gratitude isn't just about recognizing the good moments, but acknowledging God's presence in every moment. It's about being thankful for His constant faithfulness, for His protection, and for the way He guides you through life. In your quiet prayer before sleep, thank Him not only for the tangible blessings, but for the intangible ones. The peace He provides, the comfort He gives, and the love that wraps around you in ways words cannot fully describe. This act of gratitude is an acknowledgement that everything good in your life flows from His hand. In expressing gratitude, there's also a release of pride and a humbling of the heart. You recognize that on your own you have nothing, but by God's grace you have been given everything. It is a posture of humility, acknowledging that you are dependent on Him for all things. Gratitude reminds you that you are not the center of the universe, but that God is the giver of every good and perfect gift, and He is worthy of your praise. As you express gratitude, you also cultivate a heart of joy. Gratitude has a way of opening our eyes to the beauty around us, making us more aware of the blessings we often overlook in the rush of daily life. It brings peace to your soul, knowing that God is at work in both the grand and the small, and it fills your heart with a deep sense of appreciation for the life you have, for the love He gives, and for the hope that is found in Him. Gratitude transforms not just our nights, but our entire outlook on life. As the night falls and you prepare to rest, it's the perfect moment to trust in God's protection. In a world where uncertainty often looms and dangers both seen and unseen surround us, the need for security is felt deeply. Yet, true security doesn't come from the things we can control or the precautions we take, but from the trust we place in God's ability to protect us, guide us, and shield us from harm. Trusting in God's protection is a deep, unshakable confidence that no matter what circumstances may arise, He is in control and will watch over us as we sleep. Every day brings its own challenges, and sometimes fear can creep into our hearts. We may worry about our safety, about the well-being of those we love, or about the unknowns of tomorrow. But in these moments of vulnerability, trusting in God's protection allows us to rest with peace in our hearts, knowing that we are under His care. His protection doesn't mean we are exempt from difficulties, but it means that He is with us through them, guarding our hearts, minds, and lives from the things that would harm us, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. When you trust in God's protection, you acknowledge that He is more than able to shield you from danger, to deliver you from trouble, and to provide the safe refuge you need. You remember that He is a mighty fortress, and nothing can come against His will. His protection is not passive, it is active, surrounding you with His love, grace, and power. Whether it's the physical dangers of the world, the spiritual battles we face, or the worries that seek to overwhelm us, God is always watching over us, His presence a constant shield. Trusting in God's protection also means surrendering our fears and anxieties. It means laying down our desire for control and accepting that His ways are higher than ours, and His wisdom far exceeds our understanding. We might not always know why things happen or understand why certain challenges come into our lives, but trusting in His protection allows us to rest in the fact that He is good, He is faithful, and He will never leave or forsake us. Even when we can't see what's ahead, we trust that God is already there, preparing the way and keeping us safe in His hands. This trust provides a peace that transcends all fear. It's a peace that says, even if the worst happens, I know I am in God's hands. Even in the darkest moments, He will never abandon me. Trusting in God's protection is about resting in the assurance that He is always near, always attentive, and always working for our good. As you surrender your night to Him, you can sleep soundly, knowing that no matter what the next day may bring, God's protection will be with you every step of the way. As you lay your head down tonight, remember that each of these actions, acknowledging God's presence, seeking His peace and strength, surrendering your burdens, expressing gratitude, and trusting in His protection, are powerful steps in inviting God into your life every day, even as the night settles in. In doing so, you open your heart to His love and guidance, finding rest not only for your body, but also for your soul. With God by your side, you can face each new day with confidence, knowing that He is with you always, watching over you and holding you in His care. So before you close your eyes, let your final thought be one of trust and surrender, knowing that He will lead you through the night and into the morning with peace, strength, and unwavering protection.